Just what is a police state? We have had an opportunity to see three circumstances that give me serious cause for concern, and it should concern you. People should not be shot by police when they are unarmed and not posing an immediate threat of death or grievous bodily harm to somebody else. And that's a general principle that I think most people would agree with. Secondly, police should not be investigating themselves in circumstances where someone has been shot by police and questions could be asked. What happened to Ian Bush when he was found with an open beer and arrested by a police officer in northern British Columbia? A short time later he was dead, shot through the back of the head by a police officer who was never charged. What happened to the blood spatter expert from the City of Edmonton police force, who chose to say that the blood spatters that he saw were not consistent with the explanation of the police officer whose gun had shot Ian Bush? What happened to him was what happens to any police officer who dares to identify errors of judgment or bad conduct by fellow officers. What happened in Nanaimo on October 23rd at 7 o'clock in the morning when a man was shot? Bullets were found in the fence beside people's residences, and in a window across the street, and in the roof of the house across the street, all from a policeman's gun. What happened to Jeff Hughes? Why hasn't there been a public inquest into his death? What happened to Robert Jacansky? It's very doubtful there would ever have been a public inquiry if it hadn't been for the videotape of the innocent actions of a frightened man in a foreign country, unable to speak or understand the language, confronted by 3 police officers who tasered him to death. There never would have been a public inquiry. I wonder what will happen in the case of Jeff Hughes. Whatever may have been his political ideology, whatever may have been the circumstances of his private life, he was not known to be a criminal, he was not a drug user, and on the door of the apartment, feet from which he died, were the words, "There are no drugs here. I don't do drugs. If you're looking for drugs, don't bother coming in here." He was surrounded by an atmosphere of drugs and violence, but he kept a little island for himself where he played classical music and played his flute. Yes, he had white supremacist views. I don't think that's a crime, not yet. Maybe soon. But that, at least, would not justify shooting him to death. And I need to know what you think. I need to know what the government of this country is going to do. Because I don't want to live in a police state where people, unarmed people, can be shot and killed with impunity, and investigating police decide that's okay. If you and I don't do something, speak out and demand a public inquiry in these circumstances, nothing will ever happen. And it's okay, because you aren't Jeff Hughes, you don't have his views, you weren't Ian Bush, and you weren't Robert Jacansky, so you could sort of quietly wait your turn. But think about it. If that can be done to people who are as innocent as they appear to have been, it could be done to you and me. And if we don't raise questions, who will? The time has come for us to make known the desire to see that the police are the servants of the public and must answer to them and must not shoot and kill people without excuse. And we need to know why and how it happened in the interests of justice. Thank you.